Waffles are a nostalgic food for me. My grandmother used to make them on this waffle iron that she had gotten when she got married. So I think that was the early 1950s when she got that. And it made 4 square waffles. It was not nonstick because nonstick wasn't a thing back then. So I remember her buttering it every time. And that waffle iron lasted about 50 years before it finally bit the dust, which was very sad. Very sad. So when I was getting a waffle iron, I didn't like those little round ones that everybody has. Those drove me crazy. I wanted a nice square waffle iron that made 4 nice squares. The best part about that is you can have a bunch of people at the table and just make waffle after waffle. And like you can feed 4 people at a time, basically, which is great when you have a family. Those other ones, you have to have like a couple waffle irons in order to make enough to feed a family for breakfast where everybody can eat at the same time. So that's what I was looking for when I got my first waffle maker. And so I had trouble finding one, but I did find one initially. It was a Cuisinart one. And I think I had that for like 15, 20 years before that one stopped working, which is actually quite a long time. But, of course, it had the nonstick coating, which we had no idea was like a bad thing at the time, you know. And so when that bit the dust, we didn't have a waffle iron for a while. And my kids were really sad because especially our youngest loves waffles. He likes them either with just butter or just maple syrup. He's a purist, just like my uncle. But the rest of us all like it with lots of butter and lots of maple syrup on them, which is delicious. And I also didn't want a Belgian waffle maker because I don't like Belgian waffles. There's something about the texture of them, too crispy in the middle or something. I really like just a classic waffle. So that was what I was looking for. And so I found this Greenpan one, which had classic and Belgian plates. But I only like the classic plates, of course. So the Belgian plates are in a bin somewhere because we don't need them. I use a recipe from The Joy of Cooking, which the book fell apart ages ago. So I just have it in a plastic sleeve in a binder. But I don't add any sugar to the batter, which it calls for sugar, because I figure if you're putting maple syrup on it, you don't need sugar anyway, right? And maple syrup's so much better for you. So we just skip that part. I made these with whey, and they make the lightest, best waffles. And I've had whey if I have a friend who has cows and they had given us milk, and I would make yogurt, and so then you end up with a bunch of whey, and so then I would use the whey to make like the waffles. They're so good that way. They're just like crispy on the outside but like light and fluffy inside. Oh, delectable. So if you have a chance to use whey to make your waffles, go for it, because you will not be sad you did. All right, we are making waffles this morning. Sometimes I choose to make them like protein waffles, and I'll add like almond flour as well. And sometimes I've used Bob's. They make one that's more like doesn't have any xanthan gum in it and is, I think it's grain free. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I've used that before and made it. And they also turn out well then. And I like that they're more protein in them. This is the waffle maker we have. It's a Greenpan waffle maker. I searched long and hard before I got this one. It was pricey. I really wanted one that didn't have like a non-stick coating. This is the best that I could come up with. Greenpan, it's like a silicone coating. So I wasn't 100% happy with that, but it was better than the alternative. I do use silicone tongs, which I also got these at Greenpan, so that I don't scratch the surface, because you don't want to scratch it, even though it's silicone. And right now we have an electric stove. Maybe when we have a gas stove again, I'll just get one of those ones that, you know, like a cast iron one that is round and you put it right on the burner and then you flip it over halfway through. But for right now, this is what we have. What I love about it is that it also came with Belgian plates, but I only like classic waffles. So it came with both classic and Belgian plates, but I just use the classic ones. And you can choose how dark you want your waffle and how fluffy you want your waffle, and it will automatically adjust the time for you. And so it times it for you, which I love. You don't have to have any guesswork or try to set a timer every time. So here's the waffle in the pan. See, I don't know if I can do this with one hand. There we go. Got it. As you can see, the waffles are nice and big. This is one of our dinner plates, and it's like a full size on there. So I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some batter on so you can see what that looks like. I use this ladle, and it's slightly too small, but my bigger one that I use for soups is too big. It just would get too much stuff on there. So what I end up doing is putting some in the middle. There we go. And as you can see, the timer's already counting down to be ready for the next waffle. I forgot to take a picture of us eating the waffle because everybody was so hungry. We just dug right in. Anyway, sorry about that. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more recipes and me forgetting to take pictures of the final product, please subscribe and like this video, and come join us where we show you progress on our house build, adventures that we get up to, and recipes and other homemaking.